Dragon Ball DAIMA just did the most hilarious retcon, and I kind of loved it. So we're going to talk about that, plus a bunch of other things that happened in Dragon Ball DAIMA Episode 2. If you like Dragon Ball content, anime content, then subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's what I do here. I talk about anime and Dragon Ball. I break it down. I am a nerd about Japanese language, so I consume this all in Japanese, and I try to find little interesting things that maybe go over the heads of most English speakers that don't know Japanese. So subscribe, like, leave me a comment. Let's get into it. So Episode 2 of Dragon Ball DAIMA. I know I'm late to the game. I was in Japan when it was airing. I was too busy to watch it, so I'm catching up now, and I'm just dropping my thoughts here, my observations in real time as I watch these episodes. So the episode starts off with something that I thought was absolutely hilarious. So, of course, King Goma and Degesu, they had talked about making the 3 wishes, right? Because as you probably know, the Earth Dragon is capable of giving 3 wishes, right? Granting 3 wishes. But in this situation, Shenron refuses. He says, no, I'm not going to do the 3 wishes. That's it. Why? Because so Shenron uses this Japanese word that is Jordan. And this is a hilarious word because this is like a regular customer. This is a word that's used by like shop owners or by a restaurant owner to describe somebody that comes to their shop often, right? So for example, a bartender that has like a regular customer that comes every day after work, that's their Jordan. And so Shenron uses this word. And this does not, this just doesn't translate probably all that well. I'm sure you can find a way to do it, but I don't know. I think it just has more of a punch in Japanese because of the words that he uses. He uses Jordan and sabis. Sabis, these are 2 words that are used in Japanese like restaurant in the service industry. So Shenron basically sounds like he's a shop owner. He's like, no, I only give the 3 wishes to my good customers, right? So I'm not sure how they translated this in the subtitle, and who knows how they'll do it in the dub. But I loved this wording because Shenron just comes off as so, I don't know, like quirky and like he's like, nope, I'm gonna do things the way that I want to do it. So nope, that's it. You only get 1 wish. You gotta show me you're a good customer before I give you the extra wishes. So of course this explains why in Dragon Ball Super, was it Broly, right? Yeah, Dragon Ball, the Broly movie. Why Chilai only got 1 wish before, like everybody was asking like, why did she get 3 wishes before the dragon left, before Shenron left? Well, apparently she's just a new customer, so she doesn't get 3 wishes. So there you go. That's it, I guess. Which raises the question. So, okay, well, if they only used 1 wish, so does that mean that the Dragon Balls on Earth are going to regenerate faster? Because that's how it supposedly goes, right? If you use all 3 wishes, it'll take a year for the cooldown period to end. But if you only use 1 of the wishes, or maybe 2 of the wishes, 2 of the wishes, then it'll be less. So instead of 1 year, it'll be 4 months, right? Like that makes sense, I guess. I don't know if that'll be a plot point later in Daima, but it should work that way. But anyway, King Goma is shocked. Oh my god, I can't wish for my demonic 3rd eye. That was his plan, right? And plus the 3rd wish, which they hadn't decided on. They guess they wanted a wish too. Anyway, so they decide to take Dende hostage because I guess that's going to protect them from, the guys that defeated King, Buu, Majin Buu and all that, which of course is Goku and friends, right? So I don't know, seems like a bad idea. They should have just left and left it at that. And they divulged all of their plans and all that to Mr. Popo, who apparently has horns under the turban. So that was interesting. As I said in the last breakdown of episode 1, is Mr. Popo a demon now because he has the pointy ears? Like, that's a point of discussion even in this episode, that they note that not everybody that has pointy ears comes from the demon realm, but most do. So given that we have Mr. Popo with pointy ears, and also Emperor Pilaf has pointy ears, and most individuals with pointy ears are from the demon realm, the likelihood of Mr. Popo, statistically speaking, right, Mr. Popo or Emperor Pilaf being from the demon realm is suddenly very high now. One of them has to be it. Like if the majority of these individuals with pointy ears are from the demon realm, then apparently either Mr. Popo or Emperor Pilaf should be from the demon realm. All right, so here's something that I really, really want to talk about. And this is something that's a little bit controversial. So the voice cast has basically completely changed. So while Goma and Degesu are doing their wish, of course, the Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball characters, they're at Trunks' party and they get turned into little kids. And after they get turned into little kids, their voices are completely different. The only person, the only character that has the same voice actor is Goku. Masako Nozawa is doing Goku again at 88 years old. I talked all about that in the episode 1 breakdown. So amazing. Now, the other characters are just, they sound really different. Like, there's a few characters that sound similar to their original voices. Vegeta sounds similar, but you can definitely tell it's not the same person. It's not Horikawa Ryo. Piccolo sounds similar, but not the same person. And then, of course, there's Krillin, sounds similar, but not the same person. You can tell, absolutely, you can 100% tell that it's not the same person. Bulma sounds very, very different, and it's very disorienting. I'm listening, and I can't tell who's speaking. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And a lot of fans in Japan have been talking about that. There's kind of like the I'm anti and pro new voice cast, and I totally get it. I totally get it. For me, I have the closest connection with the Japanese and Spanish dubs. Senor Piccolo. My original exposure to Dragon Ball was via the Spanish dub, and then I watched it all in Japanese later on. So for me, it really is very weird, very strange, like seeing these characters speaking, but different voices are coming out. And the two characters with the biggest change, I would say, are Mr. Satan and Master Roshi. So it's understandable because they are very much like older male characters. So if you revert them back to the age of a first grader, so like 6 or 7 years old, they are going to sound different. But wow, Master Roshi sounds completely different. Like Mr. Satan, like they even make a joke. Well, I guess they make a joke about his appearance, but perhaps also the voice. That Mr. Satan, they can't even recognize Mr. Satan. And then Master Roshi, yeah, like I don't like his voice. I just do not like his voice. I don't like Bulma's voice. I don't like Vegeta's voice. And this is nothing against the voice actors. I just don't like these interpretation, I guess you would say. Again, I get that they're kids and their voices would change, but it's just really like weird. Like it makes me feel really weird seeing like the wrong voice coming out of their mouths. So, but this is something we're just going to have to get used to. And I guess a lot of you may have grown up on the English dub, so you haven't had to deal with this yet, but it's just very strange. And I guess I'm going to get used to it. But this is also something like, how can I put it? A hint of what's to come. Because, for example, the Japanese voice actor that did Yamcha, he's retired. He's not going to be doing Yamcha's voice anymore. He's announced it. And there are voice actors that have died, right? The voice actor that did King Kai and the narrator, he has passed away. The original voice actor of Bulma has passed away. Masako Nozawa is 88 years old. She will be passing away in the coming years. Like, there's a changeover, and Bulma, and Dragon Ball isn't going anywhere. Dragon Ball will still be around. The video games and anime and all that will still be around in 20 years, most likely, in 30 years, in 50 years. As long as it makes money, as long as it's successful, they will keep producing it. And I hope it is successful because we all want more Dragon Ball, right? But yeah, this is going to happen in some way or another. It's already happening, and it's going to happen even after the characters go back to being adults. I just... Anyway, I don't want to dwell on this too much, but this is something that kind of made me feel uncomfortable. But anyway, they find out what happened, right? And how King Goma came and did the wishes and all that. And then we also find out that Mr. Popo has horns under the turban. So that was something interesting. And then there's this whole talk about how most characters with pointy ears are from the demon realm, right? Most beings with pointy ears are from the demon realm. So maybe Emperor Pilaf, and again, as I said in my last video, maybe Mr. Popo are from the demon realm, because if most of them are from the demon realm, then we're talking about like what? So we're talking about the Namekian characters and Pilaf and Mr. Popo. So that's 3 characters. So if a majority of pointy-eared characters are from the demon realm, then well, statistically, at least one more has to be from the demon realm. So I don't know. Maybe that'll be a big reveal coming eventually. But just moving on to again, going back to like the characters becoming little kids. Something else that I thought about was how, for example, Piccolo is reverted to the age of a 6 or 7-year-old, and yet the first time we see Piccolo Jr. is as a 3-year-old, I believe, right? When he enters the tournament, ends up fighting Goku. This is OG Dragon Ball. So if you missed that, well, there you go. Go watch the OG Dragon Ball. I keep saying that in pretty much every video. But we never saw a 7 or 6-year-old. Well, I guess we never saw a 6 or 7-year-old Goku, but we do know that he was 6 or 7 years old at one point and was a little kid at one point. Piccolo, he never was a 6 or 7-year-old. So that's kind of weird. What is Majin Buu? Never was a 6 or 7-year-old little kid, right? Also Chi-Chi is reverted to a little kid, right? But that's not what she looked like when she was that age, right? Well, we saw her when she was like around 12 years old, around the same age as Goku the first time. So we never saw her look like that. And why would she look like her adult self rather than her little kid self? That's weird. Krillin is reverted to the age of a 6 or 7-year-old, and yet he doesn't have hair anymore. So what does that mean? I don't know. This is confusing stuff, right? Korin, or Karin as he's known in Japanese. I call him Karin, but I know Korin in English. Like he wasn't reverted to a 6 or 7-year-old, I think, right? So he's not a nakama. He's not like an ally or a friend of Goku, I guess. Maybe it's only the characters that were somehow involved with defeating Buu, but was Chi-Chi really involved with defeating Buu? So even though Shenron asked a bunch of follow-up questions, it really seems rather arbitrary, like the outcome, right? How did he decide, like, who's going to look what way and all that? And weird. You know what the answer is? The Toei and like maybe Toriyama, but Toei and the people that are producing this just decided, like, oh, we want to see a little kid Chi-Chi. It's going to be funnier if we make a little kid Chi-Chi and all that, or we want to see this and that and that. They decided it, right? It wasn't so much the in-universe rules like what Shenron was thinking. So anyway, that was just kind of weird. Not that much happens in this episode, I guess. It's really a setup episode. So we find out that Goku is having trouble. Well, Goku and Piccolo, probably all of the characters, are having trouble dealing with their new bodies because they're not used to using their ki yet. So Goku's trying to train, and then he decides, oh, he doesn't have the same amount of reach, so he should go get his Nyoibo, his I don't remember what it's called in English, the elongating stick thing that he uses in the OG Dragon Ball. So he goes on a quest. He goes over to Karin, and Karin says, oh, Master Roshi has it. So goes over to Master Roshi, and again, Master Roshi's voice, I don't like it. I really, really do not like it. But it turns out that he's using the Nyoibo as a like drying rack to like hang stuff like clothes and whatnot when it's like he's trying to dry it. So that was a funny gag. I enjoyed that. Very Dragon Ball-ish, like OG Dragon Ball, like very gag focused. Having Bulma fix the machine and the spaceship, like what's it called? Like airplane, right? The demon people and the Glin people, they call it like a hikoki, which is an airplane, but everybody else, the Bulma and whatnot, they were calling a spaceship, right? So anyway, so she has to fix it, very much like OG Dragon Ball when she has to fix the like Dragon Radar and all that for Goku. So they are leaning into this OG Dragon Ball vibe, the humor, Bulma and this whole adventure vibe, right, that we see in like the opening, and of course Goku going off to the demon realm to defeat possibly King Goma and having to explore the demon realm. So very OG Dragon Ball. I love OG Dragon Ball. I'm liking this, but I'm also a little concerned that they're leaning a little too much into the nostalgia. We'll see where this goes from here. Hopefully it's a little bit more new rather than pure like, remember this, remember this, remember this. Anyway, so after all that, we get the appearance of this new character, Glorio, I guess is the English translation or localization. So he's a demon realm inhabitant. He's been sent by the king of the third demon realm to fetch Goku and defeat King Goma. But Shin is rather suspicious of him. He suspects that there's more going on here, because why does Glorio not act surprised when he sees that Goku and everybody else has been turned into little kids? So it seems that he may know more than he's letting on. Perhaps he's like a twist, is a double agent. He's gonna backstab Goku or something, or maybe the third king is trying to, or the king of the third demon realm is trying to take over the demon realm and trying to use Goku in order to do that. We'll see. Meanwhile, of course, at the beginning, we saw that King Goma kidnapped Dende, right? So there's going to be some stuff going down in the demon realm, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the demon realm. Episode 3 seems like it's going to be the episode where things really, really get going. But anyway, Goku and Shin and Glorio go off to the demon realm. Meanwhile, Vegeta wants to go, and I guess Piccolo may end up going too, but they're gonna have to wait until Bulma finishes repairing the spaceship and the spaceship / airplane. One other thing that I noticed that was pretty interesting is how Piccolo is aware of Neba, the old Namekian that came and like got the Dragon Balls and turned them from stones, like re-energized them into their actual Dragon Ball form. So apparently he's like some legendary character, Namekian, that stayed behind to protect the Dragon Balls and I guess create the ball gods, the Tamagami. So Namekians seem to be aware of him. That's interesting. It's alluding to much more going on there. And again, Piccolo, if he doesn't go to the demon realm, I'll be very surprised, because this is the perfect opportunity for him to shine. Señor Piccolo! We all love Piccolo. I love Piccolo too, right? So this is the perfect opportunity for him to get more screen time and action and relevance to the plot, because in Super, yeah, he didn't really do all that much, right? So it'll be a very nice opportunity. Hopefully. I'm not reading ahead. I don't know what's coming in the story. So everything is a surprise to me. I'm doing this on purpose. I'm just catching up one episode at a time. So that's basically it. I don't really go like scene by scene by scene. I just kind of go, off the top of my head and point out some of the things that I noticed. So let me know. Did you notice everything that I noticed? What do you think about the whole like problems with the characters becoming little kids and all that? Like the kind of inconsistencies, the weirdness about like Piccolo becoming a 6 or 7 year old when we never saw him in that form, or he never had that form to begin with. So review time, right? So this is a review and a breakdown. So what did I think of this episode? I liked the Shenron joke, of course. I thought that was really funny how it was worded, and I liked the humor. But also I'm a little concerned about the like nostalgia factor. So I'm thinking 6 or 7 here, but I'm gonna go with 7. I'm still enjoying this, and I'm looking forward to the next episode. So yeah, 7 it is. 7 out of 10. And I'll be back with the next video very soon to break down episode 3. If you're enjoying these videos, let me know in the comments. I know they're kind of messy and just like I'm just making it up as I go along, because I just want to get these out, and I'm hopefully going to be improving as they go along. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.